This short, simple guide to the element carbon will provide facts and information for chemistry students who are learning about the periodic table and, in particular, the element carbon. Each chemical element is given a unique chemical symbol, which is used all over the world. The chemical symbol for carbon is C. The chemical symbols of elements come from their English, Greek, or Latin names. The first letter of a symbol is always a capital letter, and if there are any subsequent letters, they are expressed in lowercase. The name carbon originates from the Latin word carbo, meaning charcoal. In 1787, the French chemist Antoine Laurent de Lavoisier wrote a book outlining a method for naming chemical substances. The name he used for the element was carbone, based on the earlier Latin term for charcoal. All of the chemical elements are given a unique atomic number. The atomic number for carbon is 6. Atoms are made up of 3 kinds of smaller particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. The atomic number is the number of protons in the atom. The chemical elements of the periodic table are shown in order of atomic number and identified by their symbol. The periodic table is a chart showing the symbols and the atomic numbers of all known elements, such as carbon, in one large grid. The chemical elements of the periodic table are placed in order of their atomic numbers. Atomic numbers increase as you move across a row, called a group, or down a column, called a period. The atomic number of carbon is 6. The element symbol for carbon is C. Carbon was discovered as soot and charcoal in ancient times. French physicist René Antoine Forchot-Romour investigated the differences between iron and steel, correctly showing that the amount of carbon is greatest in cast iron, less in steel, and least in wrought iron. His book on this subject and his belief that carbon might be an element was published in 1722. The element carbon is one of over 100 different chemical elements that are known to modern chemistry. Each element is first identified at room temperature and pressure as being a solid, liquid, or gas, referred to as states of matter. Carbon is a solid at normal room temperature and pressure. Each element has physical properties that can be observed and measured, such as color, density, and odor. The chemical properties are the characteristics that determine how a substance will react with other substances, such as water or oxygen. What is carbon? In a general overview of the element, we can at first describe carbon as dark gray to black non-metallic solid. It is constituent of all organic matter. The human body is about 18% carbon by weight. Carbon exists freely as graphite and diamond and is a constituent of coal, limestone, and petroleum. Carbon is one of the most versatile of all the elements and forms more compounds than any other element. The more specific physical properties of carbon can usually be observed using our senses or involve a numerical measurement, such as determining its boiling, freezing, and melting points. The physical properties of carbon are phase, solid, allotropic. Allotropes of carbon are diamond, coal, and graphite. The physical properties of carbon vary widely with the allotropic form. Diamond is highly transparent and hard. Graphite is opaque, black, and soft. Diamond has a very low electrical conductivity, whereas graphite is a very good conductor. The chemical properties are the characteristics that determine how carbon will react with other substances when it is changed chemically. The chemical properties of carbon are reactivity. Carbon does not dissolve in or react with water or acids. Chains of atoms. Carbon has the ability to make long strings or chains of atoms. Oxidation. Combines with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Compounds. Carbon forms more compounds than all other elements combined. Carbon also occurs in a newly discovered form known as fullerenes or buckyballs, Buckminster fullerene. A fullerene is any molecule composed entirely of carbon. Fullerenes are similar in structure to graphite and occur in carbon dioxide, coal, oil, and all organic compounds. Once the properties of an individual element have been identified, it is placed into a group of elements which have common properties and characteristics. Carbon is in the group called the nonmetals. The 7 elements classified as nonmetals are located in groups 1, 14, 15, and 16 in the periodic table. The names of the nonmetals are hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, and selenium. The nonmetals are elements that do not look like metals and can be described as brittle solids. They are poor electrical and thermal conductors but are great insulators. Nonmetallic elements exist at room temperature as gases, such as oxygen, and also as solids, such as carbon. Once the properties of an element have been established, we then have the ability to identify how it can be used. Diamonds are always the first products that are associated with carbon. Crude oil in the form of petroleum. Carbon is also used in the manufacturing of smoke detectors. Graphite carbon used as charcoal for cooking and artwork. Radiocarbon dating or carbon dating has been used since 1958. The properties of carbon are classified by many other factors, including the melting point, boiling point, atomic mass, and density of the element. All of these precise measurements, together with additional facts and information, can be found on our website. So ends our simple guide to the element carbon. We have created a unique collection of videos on many other important elements that have been developed to enable chemistry students to gain a fast overview of the properties of each of the elements, together with their discovery and history. Check out our easy video guides to the elements via our website.